the February meeting of the Vero Beach Tree and Beautification Commission, and ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Mrs. Dussault?
Here.
Ms. Schwartz?
Here.
Mr. Runge?
Present.
Mr. Crisafulli?
Here.
Ms. Cunningham? Mr. Downey?
Here.
Chairman Zimmerman?
Here. And let the record reflect that Ms. Cunningham has an excused absence. First item on our agenda this morning is the approval of the minutes of our January 16th meeting. Are there any additions or corrections necessary?
I don't have any.
Hearing none, Chair would entertain a motion for approval.
I so make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Thank you. The minutes are approved unanimously. Audience participation? I don't think so today. So let's move into old business. And the item on the agenda this morning is one that I asked our esteemed clerk to put down. I hope that all of you had an opportunity to review the press release that the Vero Beach Downtown Group released to the press. And the reason that I asked it to be placed is I was kind of disappointed that nowhere in that press release is there any mention of a collaboration between the City of Vero Beach Tree and Beautification Commission and that group. And I personally felt affronted, but I was interested in what your reactions were.
I thought it was odd. I thought, having spent so much time with us, that it was a bit odd. I don't think it was intentional. I just think it was not thoughtful.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was weird that nobody was mentioned in there, nobody's names. I thought it was a nice gesture, though. I don't think they did it on purpose.
The baskets look great.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Chris, you're fairly tight with that group. What do you think happened?
I would think it was probably, they composed a letter, and just like when we read our own letters we compose, you miss the typos, you miss the details. I don't think that there was any intention meant behind it. And to be honest, I served the committee in the city of Vero Beach not for the recognition, but for the effort.
Well, I don't think it's a recognition thing. I think it's pointing out that there's a collaborative effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of stepped back.
Excuse me, I would further state that it was the city who purchased those baskets on the poles to allow this whole project to move forward.
Yeah, no, I think I would agree with the rest of the committee in the fact that it was just a lack of attention to the details in the letter.
Just an oversight.
Yeah, exactly, an oversight.
Dan, you have any idea?
No, I do agree that we certainly approve the process by using city funds for the project. I don't know or think that anything was intentional. Not mentioning it, but
well, I don't know that it was intentional, but it was certainly an oversight, and it goes beyond approving it. The core of the idea, folks, came out of this group. It didn't come from them.
it did.
And this group and the city allowed it to happen, and they were approached by us to be partners in this. So anyway, I mentioned it to the city manager at another meeting that we attended, and he shared the same agreement that it was too bad, because it's important, I think, for the citizens of Vero Beach to realize that this group does accomplish things, and that the city itself is interested and motivated to help start projects like this.
That is true.
And so that's my concern. I'm not looking for any personal gratification. I didn't expect to see my name. I expected to see the Vero Beach Tree and Beautification Commission worked with us, something of that sort. Anyway, I think, I think it's too bad that there wasn't enough thought going into describing their project to involve the people who help participate.
Agreed.
Okay, moving on. Anything else under old business? All right, new business. The Arbor Day tree planting, and I guess April 25th, since we're put on notice and the agenda is Arbor Day.
And that's happening where?
Well, I don't think we've done,
It would be Leisure Square this time.
were you doing it leisure?
That's what we've been doing, going back and forth between McWilliams and Leisure.
Okay,
And we did McWilliams last time, so.
and we really don't have any other choices, do we?
Well, we tried to get something where the kids could walk to the school, so those are the two close places.
Well, my only point is,
We're certainly not limited to those
no,
to
I
do an Arbor
understand
Day
that.
planting.
I guess my question is, in the year that has passed, since our last Arbor Day, has any other location identified itself as being and having a glaring need for a tree planting to either draw attention to it or to satisfy a lack of trees? And, you're more qualified to comment on that, I think, than probably any of us are.
I certainly could find other places to plant trees, but we wanted the school kids to be there. So there was that.
That's true.
So that's the only reason that we've been going back and forth between these two areas.
Okay.
When those two areas get filled up, then we're going to have to look at Plan B.
Yes.
But certainly, I could probably find 10 different areas where we could put a tree in. But how are the kids going to get there?
Well, and that's a good point, and I guess maybe a discussion of, are there areas that are in such need that maybe we skip having the kids go because we do a project with the kids in the seedling area?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask.
And I don't know.
Yeah, and
you made
and
me think and ask that question.
right. Frankly, we don't have a dire need. There isn't anything that has a horrible lack of trees, but certainly there are areas that have more space that could use a tree. If you want me to, when we come back next time, have some other locations.
I think that would be
Earmarked.
nice. So we
Yeah,
maybe
I think
select
that,
and look and see
my
what's
concern
available.
is if we're using the same two places, then we're using the same two schools, and we have more than two schools.
No,
We just
don't.
have two
That's
elementaries
it.
in the city.
Yeah. They used
Has
to
to
be
be
three.
within the city limit.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But it just seems like we're ignoring other kids just because they can't walk there.
No, there are no other elementary schools within the city limits.
But does it have to be an elementary school, or is the middle school not within the city limits either?
The middle school's not, but the
Okay.
the freshman learning center is. I
Like
suppose,
it.
Yeah,
in
the
high
freshman
school.
learning
At that-
center is
high
right
school
near.
is-
Trying
At that age, that may not work.
Well, but again, that may be a wonderful opportunity for kids of that age to see an alternative pursuit of employment.
Well, and I understand where you're coming from. I guess the flip side of that, from an education point of view, would be that the kids today in the freshman learning center and even in the high school if they've been in this system, have had an opportunity to get that part of their education addressed through second, third, and fourth grade attendance at the Environmental Learning Center, which is a part of the curriculum. And, again, it's broader than just trees,
Yes, and
but it goes into that.
off the top of my head, I don't think I have anything within walking distance of either the Flick or the high school.
Yeah, and we're not going to get buses, we know that, so. Yeah,
But absolutely, if we just wanted to do it as I can remember when we did one over at Cresslawn,
yes.
and that had, we didn't involve the kids. That was
No.
before.
Well, and I
So-
think
and
it
we've
was
done
great.
it-
The only reason I mention that is because we have the other project which involves
Right.
the two schools, and part of the differences, or part of the maybe review, is we do them fairly close together, and so they're kind of redundant. And do they lose some impact because of that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, that is a good point with the seedling program. It is.
Yeah.
It's right at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, within a month, generally. I
In the
mean,
spring.
it's how. Yeah, because after that, they're out of school,
Right.
so they're gone.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll just get a list together, and we'll
Is
pick
that,
out a.
Is that the
I was going to
consensus?
ask. Yeah, I was going to ask that too. Why do we keep doing the same one each year? Why can't we change it out?
Okay.
Because the kids do get, and they're even more involved with the seedling.
I think so.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
more
totally
hands-on.
involved.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay.
Great. And I'm sure you feel confident in coming back with some viable alternatives
Oh,
for
yeah.
us?
Yeah.
And from a planning point of view, we aren't backing ourselves into a corner as far as not enough time with a March meeting?
No.
Okay,
Oh no.
okay. I'm just asking.
No.
I didn't think so. But
No. As long as I can get somebody to donate a tree.
Well, I guess we can. We have had the same donation entity over the past couple of years, and maybe that gives us an opportunity if the commission feels that way, where a solicitation letter from the clerk's office could go out saying we're looking forward to an Arbor Day planting, and we would be interested if there are other nurseries who are moved to make a donation. I mean, we don't want somebody to feel that we're married to this one group at the exclusion of the others, and maybe there are others who are interested who would like to do it, and I don't know.
We've gotten the trees from Hammond, right? Last
We
year.
have. We've used probably since I've been here about 4 or 5 different.
No, I know we have. Just the last couple of 2 or 3 years, I think. Haven't we used the same? No?
I don't think so.
Okay. I thought we had used Tom for a couple of years.
We used Tom for
Yeah, but
the
last year-
South Beach.
Last year we used Aiello.
We did.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's great.
We mix it up.
The Magnolias.
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Okay, I don't know why I thought I forgot about that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you'll come up with, you'll come up with,
It's okay.
is this the entertainment? plan?
Yeah.
I kind of got that feeling. At whose expense? I think I know that too. You'll come up with a suggestion for the nursery, or do you want?
Oh, sure.
you
I'll
want
make
the
a couple
clerk
of.
to write a letter?
Yeah, because if we do a letter, that might make it too lengthy. Now that.
All right.
Yeah.
Fine.
And do we want to look at doing something other than an oak if the area lends itself to other than an
Sure,
oak?
I think
Yeah.
so. I think we should look
Yes.
at doing other
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be, realistic.
A nice
because-
palm.
Well, if you can find an expert who refers to a palm as a tree and can substantiate it, I guess we're all right.
I'll work on that for next year.
That was the second act in the entertainment. Okay. Have we forgotten anything about?
Well, sort of on the same topic, the planting, the 4th grade.
The seedling.
Yeah,
Seedling,
the seedling.
yeah.
That's still in line. We're doing that again.
I assume so.
Okay.
Our point person is here.
So that's in May, April. Is it in April?
We do it around Arbor Day.
Okay.
You see, that's
So-
what I mean. They really kind of,
Right.
they're very close
They do,
together
yeah.
within
So
2 or
just
3
from
weeks.
my perspective, because I'm happy to provide we did the live oak last year again, right?
Yes.
So then we're going to do the same thing, just because I have to order the seedlings. So do we feel that we want to do the live oaks again? The same procedure last year? Do we all feel that that's
I think it worked well. I think
Okay.
live oaks are good.
And the one advantage is that that's one of the species that's most adaptable to,
right.
the broader venue of locations, because some of these children are bussed in from other areas. And as such, we're not really sure that they're not necessarily from the barrier island.
Right.
That's the whole point.
So we got 200 last year. I can get those, and then the pots and the soil will do the same planting as always.
That seemed to work well
Right.
this past year.
Yeah, and then the only thing is this year we have to, about the contest.
Right.
Yeah,
If
that's
any
what
of
I
the-
was going to say.
if any of the
Where
trees
are we
are
with the contest?
still
Because the
alive.
year is up. Let's see who's alive.
Right.
And we had, and
There's been no response from the school, so
yeah,
I
see.
can make phone calls again and ask.
Okay. And maybe the reminder is we're getting ready to plan for the next one, and that would be the time when we would recognize, yes.
the person from the
Yeah, that might be the
Prior years.
motivator.
There might be one hidden.
Okay.
somewhere.
0.
There might be one hidden somewhere, growing.
Carl, Gail said hers is still alive.
Oh,
I'm sorry you're not in the 5th grade.
you've already been
Got my hopes
disqualified.
up.
Okay.
Okay. But we'll have definitive dates. We're going to contact Beachland.
Do you want to do those on 2 separate days, like in the morning?
2 separate days. I think
Two
would be
separate
best.
days.
That works best,
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
too much
Sure.
to do. both.
Scheduling, yeah.
I think we did them on Friday. Well, we kind of mixed it up last year, I think, didn't we?
I think
Different
that was
days.
because of the school schedule.
Probably.
too.
Yeah, that might dictate a lot of it then.
We
yeah.
adapted to their, wishes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we really have started progress on both projects, and that's good. Is there anything else under new business that should be discussed today?
I apologize. I should have commented earlier, but the baskets and the pots on 14th Avenue do look really good. They're filling in, and you drive by, and I mean, you notice them now. And not to keep beating a drum, but it does look really good.
Good.
Certainly does.
I guess I concentrate too much on the traffic.
You're not on your phone?
No, sometimes, but I have hands-free at least, so I don't have to be
There you go.
concerned with that, although I get comments about, where are you, in a windstorm somewhere? Anyway, so anyone else have anything under new business?
No.
Okay, hearing none. Let's move on to the highlight of the day, the third act of the entertainment section, which is the treasurer's report.
Well, I'm sad to say, but there's been no change from last time.
You haven't been out actively finding people.
Actually, they haven't. They're balanced up till November, so
Oh,
maybe next month.
okay. All right, chairman's matters. I can't think of anything that's worthy to impart, so I will pass on to members' matters.
I have 2 items. At our last meeting, there was discussion about who owns the streetlights on Main Street.
Drew?
Was there any resolve to that? Because I remember when we started this process, the discussion was that the city owned the lights and that there was an issue about mounting the baskets because the city owned the lights. And we heard at the last meeting that Main Street thinks they paid for the lights.
How should we go about making a formal request? Can you do it through your department, or should we ask the clerk to inquire of the city manager?
I can find out.
Can you?
I think, I don't want to misspeak. I think I asked, and I think that Chris is right that they are city lights, but I'll check on that for you.
You think that they are the city's and not Main Street?
I think that's what I remember. So, but I will find out for sure.
Since that could be contentious, we probably need to have some verification of that.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So, because if they hear that, and they will, because Chris will go back and tell them, then we ought to be able to. He ought to have substantiating evidence, right,
I believe
Chris?
they watch these meetings on TV.
Well, but
Well, good, I
even,
hope they did.
but even if they contributed financially to the lights, that wouldn't necessarily give them legal ownership.
Right. I mean,
of the
for instance,
lights.
all of the maintenance on the lights is done by the city.
Sure. And if one
and it's
gets hit by
planted
a
on
vehicle.
city-
The city's going to
destroyed,
replace it.
Right.
Exactly.
it's gonna
I
be
just think you need to
replaced, and the city's
clarify
gonna
it,
buy
'cause they
the
think-
replacement.
I think that
Absolutely.
that's true.
Yeah, well, that would be natural. you
Yeah.
know. That would be normal, let's put it that way, because they're not in the business of maintaining streetlights.
No.
So, anyway, but it would be good. Thanks for remembering that.
Yeah,
Chris.
I'll find out 100%.
And you said you had a second item.
I
so-
do. Being an early morning person, is there a reason that we start at 9:30? Could the meeting be moved earlier so that it's not exactly in the middle of a business morning?
I don't know if there's I don't want to admit to you how many years I've been on this commission, but I will tell you it's always met at 9:30.
Well, I offer it as a
Welcome to open
suggestion for
discussion, and
consideration.
If you want to change it, it's up to your commission to do that.
Well, I have I don't want to start meeting at 8 o'clock,
Oh, no, but
but I
The
think
thought-
something like 9 is certainly would be, I would tend to agree with you, that kind
yeah,
of,
that way we get it out of the dead middle of the morning.
yes, yeah.
This is the middle of your morning.
Oh, yeah, day starts at 6.
Okay. I'm so glad I'm retired. My day used to start at 6.
Well,
9 is, no, I think
if
9
if
is fine.
apparently it is movable, is that acceptable to everyone?
9 o'clock is fine. Any earlier would conflict with my work.
Yeah, because
and
you
I
need
think,
that first hour of the day to sort
yeah,
of
kinda
get through the
take care of
logistics.
emergencies, yeah,
I'd be fine with 9 o'clock switching it.
okay.
I always think it's 9 anyway, and that's 9:30.
Well, just to quantify it, I think the chair would entertain a motion to record that and have it in the minutes. Then there's no question about what we're doing.
I make a motion to suggest that we switch the time for the meetings, the monthly meetings, to 9 o'clock instead of 9:30.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. It's unanimous. And unless there's a scheduling difficulty that we're not aware of,
There shouldn't be,
the March meeting would be at 9 o'clock instead of 9:30.
correct.
And
historical.
so now you're going to have to let the Press Journal know because the meetings have to be noticed.
Yes, they all are always noticed.
Yes. Okay. Good suggestion. All right. Anything else under members' matters? Other than the fact that our next meeting is March 20th. Everybody's got that in their calendar and
9 a.m.
that's right. And when the clerk sends out the minutes to everybody, I'm sure she'll put a little note at the bottom. Please note the meeting time at 9 o'clock. Because Barbara's not here.
Correct.
We don't want to surprise Barbara by meeting a half an hour earlier than her arrival time. Okay. So no one else has any items under members' matters. The next item on their agenda is something referred to as adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. We are adjourned. Thank you for coming.